Hey folks, welcome to the Natural Medic Adventures. There's my truck up there. I am in North Texas, outside of Dallas, DFW Metroplex, up on Lake Texoma. And I'm about to do the Cross Timbers Trail. It is a 15-mile trail total, point to point, on the south shore, the Texas side of Lake Texoma. Me and my buddy Mark, and we have his friend Dee and Gina also with us today for day hiking. Mark and I are going to stay for overnight. We're going to try to get to Eagle Roost, starting off here at Cedar Bayou, about 3 miles into the trail-ish, somewhere around there. And planning on doing about 3 to 4 miles today, staying the night at Eagle Roost or 5-mile camp on the trail, and then going on down. So anyway, I'll see you down the trail. All right, if you start here at Cedar Bayou, you got a trail junction here. If you want to go to the east, the eastern terminus of the trail, which is a Junip camping area, go to the left. If you want to go Lost Loop, which is the way we're going to go, to the right, this way. All right, all right. A little bit of confusion here. You see this green ribbon and the medallions on the tree. Follow it down this way. The trail is generally well marked so far, but there are some other pathways where you can get a little bit turned around. You can go down here, or you can go around this little knob here, because there's a medallion right there on that route. If you look down the hill there where the rest of my group is, there's some medallions on that tree way down the hill. If you go up from this point, up there on top of that little ridge top, there's a gate with a private fence, or private property fence marker that's locked and you can't get through. So we want to go this way, go straight across when you get the green ribbon, and then start going down when you see the other medallion, and head down the trail. It's definitely beautiful out here. Very nice day. A little warm, but nice day. We have come to a junction here. There's all these signs. If you go this way, you go into the Lost Loop, but you can go this way over here to kind of take the shortcut on the bottom of the loop. Our plan is, Mark and I are staying overnight. We're going to do the Lost Loop, planning to do it tomorrow. And not sure exactly at this point how long that is. It looks like about an extra 2.5 miles. It loops around this peninsula over here, out into the lake. And this is where we came from, but for now, this is where we are going. So, stopped here for lunch by these bluffs. There's like a site right up there on top of that little hilltop there. This side here, of course, is all Texas, right here. And then right here, this other bluff. But way over there on the other side, that's Oklahoma. Water's a little brown, but just scooped up some to get. Lots of nice little cool rocks and everything. A lot of people have graffitied them, but the trail goes right through that little dip right there, and this way over to 5-mile camp, which is about over there probably. And our ultimate goal is Eagle Roost. Eagle Roost, I believe is what it's called. It's a little bit past all of that. Anyway, really nice spot. Stop for lunch. And I'm gonna go back up the hill now. Then I have my bag of water. Figured I'd go ahead and top off my bottle while I'm here. Just walk back up here to the lunch spot. Let you see that. The trail itself, at least down on the low parts, it's very sandy. But some of the rocky climbs and stuff, I'll show you that a little bit later, it gets a little rocky. And we'll use this for our backup camp. There's Mark taking a siesta. Nice little backup camp here, just in case everything ahead is full. Anyway, had a good lunch here. The gals took off, went back to where we started, that Cedar Bayou. Back down that way. We're going to continue that way in just a minute. Going a little further up the trail, you have 5 Mile Camp, which is actually at the 5 mile marker. And that's the 5 mile marker from Juniper Point, which is the easternmost portion of the trail. See some people over there on the opposite side playing with their dogs in the water. It's kind of around the corner from where we were before for our little lunch break. It's not too bad on the trail, but you got plenty of space here if you had a large group. You got 1, 2, 3 fire rings. The trail continues this way. There is another trail over here, but it is not necessarily, I'm not sure what that goes to. But you can go this way to, they call Rock Creek, and that'll take you up the ridge line here, or you can walk along the lake shore over there. So, all good, Mark? Okay, so there it is. Just a nice, pretty little spot. So earlier we came up the hill right here to the right, but a lot of places where there is some congestion, they have it set up where the mountain bikes go to a certain way and the hikers go a different way. So there are a lot of mountain bikers out here. We've probably seen, how many think we've seen today? Yeah, 20, a couple dozen probably mountain bikers today, and probably about as many hikers, if not a dozen or so more. But we're going to try to go this way to the left because you can go either way, and I think this will take us along the lake shore rather than up here on the bluff. It might be a little bit easier going, so we're going to try that. You come from that way up a kind of a long gradual climb, and you get to a junction here where I've rested my poles. Looks like there's an old trail maybe there. The main trail appears goes this way. So we're going to see what happens when we get down there. It looks like that goes to Eagle's Roost, according to the map. We'll find out. When you get to the end of that straightaway, there is a sign. If you want to continue down the trail, there to the left or the west. If you want to go to Eagle's Roost Camp, which is where we're headed, and the highest point on the trail, you go straight ahead here. You've got a lot of interesting signs here. Hard Rock, Cross Timbers, the Berkeley, 10K at 10,000 feet, Oyster Bay, all kinds of funny stuff. Anyway, there's a nice little other trail sign right here that has lots of directions on it. So, down we go. Okay, made it to Eagle's Roost. This is what it looks like. I believe all that over there, maybe Oklahoma, not sure. I think so. Anyway, we're gonna go double back. This site's occupied. Go to 5 Mile. Back at this sign again. Went to Eagle's Roost. It was occupied by a scout group. We headed back down this way to the 5 Mile Camp. Instead of going back the same way down that down the big climb we came up, I decided I'm gonna go this way. Mark went the other way, and supposedly down here is a place called Devil's Backbone. So I'm gonna go check that out. And I can see the lake through the trees there, maybe. So I can see why they call it the Devil's Backbone. If you look up behind me, lots of rocks, and in front of me, still more rocks, and it just goes down, down. But once I get down to the bottom, I should be at the 5 Mile Camp, or pretty close. So I'm just gonna work my way down here very slowly since I'm trying to film at the same time, so you can kind of see an idea of this. But it's pretty cool. It's just a very rocky path right above the lake shore, because the lake is like right there, and then goes over around the bend here. Not too bad at all. It is a rather rocky place, and I can see why they routed mountain bike traffic the other direction down the steep hill. This is a little bit gnarly for the average mountain biker, but definitely can be done. Unfortunately, Eagle's Roost was taken, which is okay, but we can be over here at 5 Mile. We'll only be about, I'll check the map when I get back to camp, I think we'll be about a mile from the west side of the Lost Loop, which we plan on doing in the morning on the way out, which is an extra, I'm thinking about 2.5 miles. I don't know if you can see very well, but Devil's Backbone is behind me. Got 5 mile in front of me, just walking this way. Been a pretty good day. Definitely got some miles in. Let's see what happens when we get up here to 5 Mile Camp, which is just up the ridge here. Whew. I don't have to worry about a lack of miles today. That is for sure. That is. And here we are, back at 5 Mile Camp. I will spin around so you can see. Woo. Okay, I'm real proud of how my pack performed. If you didn't see this video on my Amazon loadout ideas, I will link it in the description. But this is the NEVO RHINO pack, as you can see there on the side of it. Advanced 45 plus 5, so that makes it a 50-liter pack. And I've been in and out of it since I got to the camp here. But all my sleep stuff fits really good in here. I've got my quilt, my Featherstone quilt. I've got a Climate inflatable pad. I've got my what is it called? Flex light, sorry, inflator and light. And I have a pillow and then a little sheet I'm going to try out this time for my Climate. In this outside pocket, which is a nice mesh pocket, it's very roomy. Poop kit. Had a spare battery, which happens to be dead, unfortunately. Thought I had charged both of them. And this is what I'm going to try tonight, is a pee bottle to keep in the tent, so I have to get up on this side. Pack towel, got a multi-use deal there. Temperature showing about 78 degrees. Got my chair on the side there. I did have a, sorry I'm tired. I did have a deal there for a tripod for my phone, but I think it must have fallen out either in my truck or on trail somewhere. Spare water over there, along with some electrolyte tablets. And now over there I have my Cnoc bag, the filter. And then in the top compartment, you can see Ozark Trail, one-man backpacking tent. It works. In the brain there on the outside, I have first aid kit, frog togs, rain jacket, so on and so forth. So really nice setup. In the inside, I have my clothing, my food for 2 days, which I've eaten a little bit of that, and my cook's stuff. From Chicken Tramper ultralight gear, got a phone case. I haven't used it that much because it's mounted a little bit high. Only complaint I have about that, it's not really a good place to mount it. Plus my Garmin inReach Mini, the original. And I've got a place for my water bottle on the front. And down there, my pouches, one pouch has like phones, battery, microphone, that kind of stuff. And the other one has my headlamp and backup flashlight. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you this on the back. Similar to some of the, I think, Osprey packs. It has a little mesh back that kind of keeps the pack itself from off of your back. My back really didn't sweat today. And that was nice, because it got up to the low 80s up here in good old Texas. It's gonna get hot soon. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Very cool. Good morning from 5 Mile Campsite. Slept pretty good in my tent. Wind did blow quite a bit, so did wake up a few times from the wind just blowing my tent around, or just blowing the sides of the tent. Mark slept over there on his cowboy camp. Got our little piece of foam there we used as a seat last night and kind of a table. Sun's coming up. It'll be a great day. It's about 9 o'clock, getting out a little bit later than we wanted to. That's okay. Headed back along the shore here. Gonna do the Lost Loop, which is that big bluff you see over there. That's the plan. Be back at the vehicles about 2 p.m.-ish, if not sooner. There's Mark. Away we go. Okay, that's where we're headed. Straight ahead onto Lost Loop. You can see over here on this shoreline here, pretty much right there in the trees, is the Devil's Backbone that I hiked down yesterday. And then our 5 Mile camp we stayed at last night is right across the way there. Pretty cool. Here's where we had our luncheon spot yesterday. It's only about a half a mile from the 5 Mile camp, so it weren't too far. Nice overlook of the water there. Some little rugged cliffs. And there's another site just right over there. We gave this side up to some scouts that were here from Longview, and they wanted to split up into boys and girls group. So hope they enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed our spot at 5 Mile. It was perfect, even though it was a little windy. Very enjoyable. One thing you'll definitely see on these posts with the signs is different directions. So the mountain biking you can see here goes to the left, but also you can hike to the left, or you can go straight up. Yesterday we came over that ridge top, kind of around this big knob, but I think today we're going to go that way, or that way, and see if it's a little bit easier going, because we're going to try to do Lost Loop and try to save a little time so we can get out here at a decent time before it gets too hot. The way we went yesterday was to the left where it says Rock Creek up there on the sign. See if I can get closer to that. So we just came from that way. If you go that way, you go over the top of the knob. That way was the easier way. It's the mountain bike route. Got a nice little creek right here. It is flowing a little bit, so I wouldn't think it's too sketch for drawing water up if you need to get some water. Nice deep clear water for right here. There are some minnows and other little critters in there. It continues on down that way. We're going to keep going this way. Coming to this junction here, you have on the right, it's coming from 5 Mile Camp and points to the west, Found Loop, and over here is Lost Loop. There's some wooden signs here. You can only see till you get in front of them. Found Loop, Lost Loop. Found Loop is not on the map, but I'm sure it just loops around and comes back, maybe same spot. Not taking that one today, maybe another time. Juniper Point, which is back towards Cedar Bayou, is going to be that way. That's the bottom leg of the Lost Loop. Whip out the map and show you. I can do that one-handed. That'll be talent. Okay, there we go. So map. Let me readjust. So we are now right here where my thumb is at the Lost Loop. See, Found Loop is not even on the map. Lost Loop just goes up here, makes a big loop, and then comes out at that where we were yesterday where all those signs were. So we're thinking it's going to be somewhere around 2 miles to do the entire Lost Loop. And that's okay, we got time. It's only about 9:30-ish right now. Not too hot, it's supposed to get hot today though. So we're going to hope to try to do that, and then maybe take some lunch, and then get on back to the vehicles, which are over here where the marina is. And just for reference, our camp was right here at 5 Mile Camp. I think it was over at 5 Mile Camp. Plus they hit a spur trail on Lost Loop. You see the sign says Lost Loop right there. We just came over a little ridge top, and we're back at our sign we saw yesterday. According to the sign here, it goes this way, Lost Loop, as it says on the metal sign, to the right. Main trail, back where we came from, 5 Mile Camp and Eagle Roost and all that, is back to the behind of us, or left. Like I say, Lost Loop is behind Mark here, this way. I think due to the weather today and time, we're gonna save it for another day when it's not so when it's not so hot. We'll come out here again, try it again. So back to Cedar Bayou this way. We did decide to keep on going down the trail, skip the Lost Loop for now, and that is all right. Should get back to the truck here in another, let's say probably about an hour, or the trucks, we came in separate trucks, about an hour or so. Have a sit down, have a little lunch, drink some Powerade, rehydrate, all good. Now we got a big climb up ahead. Woo! Here we go. Yeah, one thing you'll definitely notice is kind of at places where there's a slowdown for hikers. There's a big gully here you have to go down in. They routed the hikers to the right, bikers to the left. We're on a Sunday morning, not much traffic, so we came from that way. And we're gonna go down this way and continue. So here we go. Yeah, coming back, you crest this little ridge. There's a small campsite here. Not too bad. But you're not that far in from, if you started at, that's Cedar Bayou over there. So we're probably about a quarter mile, if that much, from the vehicles. Almost back. There's the road. My vehicle is through the trees over that way. If you want to keep going to Juniper Point, you just stay going that way, which we attempted to do today, is to the right. Now we're gonna go down the hill, across the little ridges, and over to the vehicles. After action review, looking at this upside down, we started right here at Cedar Bayou, which is where we are right now. And then yesterday, we went down the trail, bottom of Lost Loop, had lunch probably right in this area here, and then passed through 5 Mile Camp, continue on to the highest point on the trail, which is Eagle's Roost. So we ended up there, considered camping up there, but there was a Boy Scout troop there occupying that spot. So we backtracked about 1.25 miles, stayed at 5 Mile last night. Today, left 5 Mile Camp approximately 9 o'clock this morning. Came back, did a little spur of Lost Loop. We couldn't quite pick it up how it was going, but it goes along the bottom there, so it added a little bit extra from where we didn't walk yesterday, where the big sign was with all the different signs going different directions. Then we continued a little back along the main trail, came back here. Got back here about what, 11?
Yep.
Okay. About 11. Mark's filming right now, if you didn't know that. I'm not that magic. So that's that. Let me talk about the trail. Another tip for you. When you get back to your vehicle, have a change of clothes. Looking at that map, we did about 9 miles total, and that 9 miles was full of ups and downs. So just to get a general overview of this trail, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, it's really the only authentic trail that you might have within range of, say, DFW Airport. About 90 minutes, almost due north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And from where Mark lives, a little bit north of there, he's only about an hour. Now for me in East Texas, it's about 3 hours for me, but definitely is an authentic, what you think about a backpacking trail. Good trail for shakedowns, enough challenges for beginners, and enough challenges also for more advanced backpackers. If you're doing your first backpack trip, good place to do it. The problem is, of course, here in Texas, we're doing this in early April. It already is in the 80s today, is what the high is going to be, mid to upper 80s, I think is what they forecast. And yeah, so that's going to be uncomfortable here. Give it a month, maybe a little bit longer, it's going to be in the 90s, and you're not going to really want to do that. You do have access to the water pretty much the entire length of the trail. There are some places you're on some high bluffs, it's hard to get down to the water, but most places you can go down there, get water. I use my Cnoc bag and my Sawyer mini filter. The water did have, to me, had I call it a dirt taste, drinkable, nothing in there is going to hurt you. Just a little bit of an off taste, I would say, to tap water. Anyway, so in summary, great trail, definitely need to check it out. If it's too hot when you see this video, wait till the fall. It'll be much cooler, much more comfortable for you. Good times. If you got value from this video, give me a thumbs up. Love to see your comments, questions below. Hey, thanks for watching. See you on the trail.